Jai Shri Krishna. Hindu festivals. In the Hindu religion, there are colorful festivals celebrated throughout the year associated with India's rich cultural and religious heritage. Although each festival is associated with several legends and marks the commencement of new season and fresh crop, the purpose of celebrating these festivals is self-purification, inner enlightenment, and living in peace and harmony with others. It is an effort to be respectful to the bounties of nature, celebrate the changes in nature in order to get full support of nature. The rituals performed on these festivals are intended to purify the individual at physical as well as at the psychological levels of consciousness and prepare him step by step towards self-realization and God realization. Performance of the ceremonies attached to these festivals dates back to the most developed civilization of Indus Valley. These ancient traditions, along with the wisdom of elders in family, learned sages, and spiritual teachers, have been passed from one generation to another so that prosperity in society may evolve both intellectually and spiritually, making the life peaceful, enjoyable, and prosperous. Celebration of festivals promotes peace and harmony among the families and brings them closer in a relaxed spiritual bond. On these occasions, when the family and friends cook and eat together, sharing their common experiences, a special relationship of mutual understanding is developed, which encourages spiritual intimacy and increased desire to help each other. Celebration of festivals promotes mutual respect and gives a chance of self-expression, and also reminds us about our duties towards family and the community in which we live. Lohri, Pongal, and Makra Sakranti. In January, people celebrate Lohri, Pongal, and Makra Sakranti when the sun shines closer to 90 degrees on the Tropic of Capricorn. This marks the beginning of an enlightened and prosperous time for mankind. Although the winter solstice occurs on 22nd of December, the Punya Kala, the auspicious time when the sun is in zodiac birth sign Capricorn, is on January 14th, marking the Makra Sakranti celebration. It is the beginning of Uttarayana, meaning the journey of sunlight towards the northern hemisphere for 6 months. Uttarayana Kala, the enlightened time, is considered auspicious, and generally people schedule the most important events during this time. Celebration for Makra Sakranti starts early in the morning after a bath in sacred water. Generally, people go in groups for a ceremonial dip in the nearby open reservoir of water. The worship starts by offering water to the sun god with recital of special hymns from the Holy Scriptures. The light of sun changes many colors, activates each chakra along the spine in body, and rejuvenates each cell in the body. Makra Sakranti is the time when special emphasis are made on giving charities. On this auspicious day, people pledge to donate a certain amount of money. The great merit received by pledging charities on Makra Sakranti is 1,000 times more than any other day during the year. A day before the Makra Sakranti, on January 13th, Lohri is celebrated in North India, especially Punjab. People light the campfire in groups and sing folk songs with great enthusiasm. A few days before to the evening celebration, the young boys and girls go around the neighborhood and collect the contribution for the celebration. People visit their friends and relatives and share the sweets made with sesame seeds and jaggery. Fresh harvested corn is also cooked and shared. In South India, the Makra Sakranti is a harvest festival called Pongal. It is a 4-day-long festival celebrating the arrival of new crop and the prosperous time of the year. January 13th, the first day of the festival, is called Bogi, when people light the campfire in the neighborhood and discard old clothes and some of the old household articles, symbolic of making a new start for the year. The second day, the 14th, is the Makra Sakranti or Surya Pongal, when the special food called Pongal is prepared from the newly harvested crop, first offered to the sun god and later shared with friends and relatives. Mattu Pongal is the third day of the celebration, dedicated to the worship of cows. And on the fourth day, the Kanam Pongal, people visit their friends and share special sweets cooked with rice, sugarcane, and coconut. Makra Sakranti is celebrated in Assam as Magha Bihu. Also, the kite flying season starts in India from this day, and kite flying competitions are held in some parts of India. Makra Sakranti is the Punya Kala, celebrated by Hindu families all over India with great enthusiasm. Vasant Panchmi. The festival of Vasant Panchmi is celebrated on the 5th day of the lunar month Magh in ascending phase of moon in February. Vasant Panchmi is celebrated in welcome of spring season, when the cold weather starts fading, replaced by the balmy, soft, lingering breeze, and the sky is filled with the choirs of birds. The trees are in full blossom and the meadows covered with lush green grass and thousands of flowers. On Vasant Panchami, the great goddess Saraswati is worshipped for good education, improved academic performance, and increased creativity, success in art and music, and clarity of understanding. Everyone in the family wears a yellow scarf, which signifies warmth, auspiciousness, inner enlightenment, and harmony with nature. The Divine Mother Saraswati is decorated with flower garlands and bracelets and worshipped with melodious hymns from Vedas. Special sweets and rice cooked with saffron are offered in worship and later shared with friends and relatives. Towards the evening, special entertainment programs are organized in parks and fairgrounds, where music concerts and art exhibitions are held, and people from all over the town participate enthusiastically. The great musicians and the artists are honored. It is the most important day of the year for musicians, educators, and artists. When they worship their musical instruments at the shrine of the great goddess and seek blessings for success. In Bengal, it is celebrated as Shri Panchmi. People worship the images of the goddess in the morning, and towards the evening, the idols are taken in a procession to the nearby river for Visarjana ceremony. People go in procession, singing the glories of the great goddess and praying for enlightenment, peace, and happiness. After the ceremonial worship, the images of the great goddess are immersed in the river with respect and deep devotion. Shivratri. Towards the end of February and beginning of March, the festival of Shivratri is celebrated on the 14th night of the descending phase of the moon in the month of Makra, all over India with deep religious fervor. The festival of Shivratri is celebrated at home and also at the temples. Shivratri, literally the night dedicated to the worship of Shiva, is observed with the most sacred ritual of Abhishekam. Shiva Abhishekam is the offering of water on the topmost part of the Shivlingam in an unbroken stream with uninterrupted chanting of sacred hymns with one pointed concentration. In Abhishekam, the devotee seeks alignment with the source of life. Shiva Abhishekam creates remarkable unity of mind, body, and spirit while the hands pour the water. The chanting of hymns guide the mind to remain absorbed in the ecstasy of divine love with attention and intention. Gradually, as the mind becomes involved in the process, the devotee enters into the ecstatic trance, and the grace of the Lord is revealed in the meditative unity. This is the night of enlightenment, when the person goes into the perceptual experience of divine light and feels, I am created by the light of the self, sustained by the light of the self, surrounded by the light of the self, and I am indeed that light of the self. Tvat-tvamasi. Some people who aspire for authentic spiritual growth in life, they hold fast on this special day and also meditate at home from sunset to midnight. It is believed that the cosmic combination on this special night is conducive to meditation, and the mind becomes very receptive to the call of the divine, and unity in meditation is experienced very naturally and spontaneously. Holi. The festival of Holi is celebrated on full moon day of the lunar month Phalgun in March. It is one of the most popular festivals celebrated by Hindu families. It is a 2-day-long celebration. The night before the full moon day, a special worship with campfire is organized in each neighborhood. Every family contributes for the offerings of sweets, coconut, and the special samagri, which is generally the mixture of herbs used for the cleanliness of the air. The learned priest starts the fire with hymns from the scriptures, and then everybody makes offerings. After worship, people go around the fire singing the glories of Lord Vishnu. This special celebration in the evening symbolizes the victory of the positive forces over negative. The auspicious night of Holi, which is dedicated to the worship of Lord Vishnu, is also conducive for yogic unity in transcendence. On the next morning of full moon day, people collect the auspicious ashes, take home for good fortune and happiness. Collecting the ashes from the holy fire is called Dhuli Vandan. The ashes are used as a remedy for many common ailments. People rub ashes all over their body, which protects them from mosquito bites and other insects. It is hard to trace back when people started mixing colors with the holy ashes and made the festival so colorful. At present, the Holi celebration is unique, especially in North India. In Mathura and Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna spent his childhood, Holi Purnima is celebrated with increased enthusiasm. The joy of playing with colored water and colored powder takes momentum when everybody starts singing songs which describe the childhood games, fun and frolic of baby Krishna. There is dancing and singing in every neighborhood. Some people walk in groups around the town with colored powder in their hands, singing and inviting everybody to join the great celebration. This is one of the most enjoyable times in villages near Mathura, Gokul and Vrindavan. People prepare special sweets with milk and butter and share with their friends and relatives. In Bengal, Holi is celebrated as Dhul Purnima, and the festival is also dedicated to Lord Krishna. The images of Lord Krishna are decorated with all kinds of colored powder and then taken out in a procession. The other reason why Dhul Purnima is significant for people in Bengal is because of the birthday of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was born in 1485. He was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, who believed that the essence of true devotion to God is the constant, loving remembrance of Lord. He started Sahakirtana, and people worshipped him as the embodiment of Lord Krishna. This is the most colorful festival in India, which also marks the beginning of spring season. New Shaka Samvat and Ugadi Parva. Towards the end of March and the beginning of April starts the new Shaka Samvat, celebrated as New Year's Day of the Hindu lunar calendar. In South India, it is celebrated as Ugadi Parva. The celebration starts early in the morning at sunrise with special prayers for the upcoming year and continues till late night. People decorate their homes with rangoli, and special prayers are held at home as well as at temples, where the learned priest reads predictions from the Panchang made on the basis of astrological calculations. In Maharashtra, this festival is celebrated as Gudi Parva, when all kinds of decorative silk banners are placed in the front of the house and worshipped with deep respect and enthusiasm. Special sweet dishes are prepared for lunch. People visit each other and exchange greetings and gifts. It also marks the beginning of the 9 days worship of Navratra, which culminates into the celebration of Ram Navami, the birth of Lord Rama, the God incarnate. The 9 days worship of Navratra comes twice a year, exactly 180 days apart. The first one is in March or April, and the second is in October or November. This is the time to meditate, to reflect, and purify our lifestyle. Navratra literally means the 9 nights, the 9 days worship, which helps us to eliminate the darkness and ignorance from our lives and makes us more receptive to the guidance of the Supreme Soul. Generally, people make a shrine in the house for this special 9 days worship, where the whole family joins for the evening prayer. Food cooked during the Navratra time is strictly vegetarian with a variety of sweets. The devoted worship for 9 days culminates in the celebration of Ram Navami, the birth of Shri Rama, the God incarnate. In Ayodhya, the birthplace of Shri Rama, the celebration is really unique. The temple premises are decorated with flowers and lights. The floors are covered with artistic drawings, and the walls are decorated with golden leaves. The idols of Shri Rama, along with Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman, are decorated beautifully with rich ornaments, flowers, and worshipped with Sahakirtana, means chanting the holy name of Shri Rama. In the temples of South India, Ram Navami is celebrated as Sita Ram Kalyanam. The festivities start very early in the morning with Yagna, celebrating the birth of Rama with special rituals such as Namkaran, Annaprashan, and Upnayan Sanskar. Later, before noon, starts Shri Sita Ram Kalyanam, the auspicious wedding ceremony of the Divine Mother Sita with Shri Rama, the God incarnate. Special arrangements are made for the divine wedding with artistic designs around the ceremonial mandap. It is indeed a unique experience to be a part of the blessed moments when the celestial music is in the air and the divine couple is being blessed with yellow rice mixed with translucent pearls. Towards the evening, Shri Ram Pad Abhisheka, means the royal crown ceremony, is celebrated with great enthusiasm, and afterwards Shri Rama and Sita are worshipped, representing the highest ideals of men and women. The celebration ends with Hanuman Vahana Utsavam and Maha Mangala Arti with the auspicious sounds of conches. Hanuman Jayanti, the birth of Shri Hanuman, is celebrated on the full moon day of Chaitra in the month of April. Shri Hanuman, the divine devotee of Lord Rama, is worshipped with deep respect by the Hindu families. The birth celebration of Shri Hanuman starts in the afternoon and continues till early hours of night. The learned priest starts the worship with Abhishekam, and later he decorates the idol of Shri Hanuman with fresh flowers and vermilion mixed with fresh butter. Fresh fruit, especially bananas and mangoes, are offered in worship with constant readings of Hanuman Chalisa and verses from the Ramayana. Baisaki. The festival of Baisaki is celebrated on the 13th of April with great enthusiasm all over North India, especially Punjab. It is around the time of Baisaki festival when the first crop of the year is harvested and sold. The farmers feel relaxed and celebrate the blessed time by sharing food, giving charities to the poor, and donating money to temples and gurdwaras. Special charitable feasts are organized for the poor and homeless. People visit their friends and relatives for lunch parties and exchange gifts and greetings. Community celebrations are organized in the fairgrounds where people perform bhangra dances with folk songs to the beat of the rolling drum. Baisakhi is a special celebration for the newborn baby in the family. A special worship is conducted either at home or at the temple or gurdwara, in which the first drink of the holy water is given to the baby with rose petals. Both the mother and the baby receive gifts from elders in the family. Festival of Baisakhi also commemorates the birth of Sikhism, the auspicious day when Guru Gobind Sahib in year 1699 initiated 5 men of purity and dedication with holy water and started Khalsa Panth, which means the brotherhood of the pure and dedicated to the service of humanity. Baisakhi is a very sacred festival for Sikhs and is celebrated in all the gurdwaras with sincere respect and devotion. The celebration is really spectacular at Golden Temple, Amritsar, Anandpur Sahib and Keshgarh, where thousands of people are initiated with the holy water for unity, integrity, and service to mankind. In initiation ceremony, the individual pledges to uphold the principles of Sikhism as ordained by the great gurus. The celebration of Baisakhi brings contentment, joy, happiness, and hopes for the future. Budh Jayanti. The birth of Lord Buddha is celebrated on Budh Purnima, the full moon day of the lunar month Vaishakha in May. Special prayers are held at temples in Lumbini, the birthplace of Lord Buddha, and also at Sarnath, Sanchi, and Bodh Gaya in Bihar. At some places, the images of Buddha with the sacred remains are enshrined under a magnificent stupa, and later taken out in a procession all over the town. Meditation workshops are organized at temples and ashrams, where thousands of monks join to recite Tripitaka, the most sacred teachings of Buddha. Nirjala Ekadashi. In the month of June, closer to the time when summer solstice begins on June 21st, Nirjala Ekadashi is observed on the 11th day of the ascending phase of moon in the lunar month Jyeshta. The celebration starts early in the morning with the worship of Lord Vishnu, which includes special offerings to the ancestors for peace and blessings. People give donations in the name of their ancestors to the family priests, temples, educational institutes and orphanages, generally in the form of cash and gift items, which are needed during the hot summer months. Free food stalls with iced water and soft, healthy drinks are organized for the public. After the morning worship and special lunch, the entire afternoon is utilized in the study of the Holy Scriptures, especially Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Teej. Next is Haryali Teej, the joyous festival celebrated in July on the third day of the ascending phase of the moon in the lunar month of Shravana in welcome of monsoon, the rainy season. This is the time of the year when there are swings on the branches of trees everywhere and beautiful girls swaying merrily with the embalming cool breeze, singing love songs filled with ecstasy. The celebration starts in the afternoon with the ceremonial worship of goddess Parvati, the consort of Lord Shiva. Young maidens seek the blessings of the goddess for a handsome, good, educated husband, and married women pray for peace and prosperity in family life. The worship of the Divine Mother Parvati is performed in groups with other women in the neighborhood. Towards the evening, special dinner parties and dandiya dances are organized, where beautiful ladies dressed in glamorous saris, langas, jewelry and especially colorful bangles dance with the rhythmic beats, gently moving their dandiyas back and forth. People exchange greetings and celebrate the arrival of monsoon. It is a very colorful festival. Rakhi or Raksha Bandhan. The festival of Rakhi or Raksha Bandhan is celebrated in the month of July or August on the full moon day of the lunar month Shravana. The word Raksha, as it explains itself, means protection, and Bandhan means the sacred bond. It is the celebration of the sacred bond of the pure, unconditional love between brother and sister. This auspicious day brings back the warmth of special moments shared by the brother and sister since childhood. The bond between brothers and sisters is very special and remains unchanged by time or distance. It is the understanding of any situation and forgiving of any mistake. The festivity begins early morning with prayers. The lady of the house prepares the special tray with kumkum, rice, flowers, sweets, and colorful Rakhis. The sacred thread of loving bond is called Rakhi, which is generally made with colorful silk threads. The celebration starts with chanting of the Gayatri mantra. Next, the sister puts the tika on the forehead of her brother and ties the sacred thread on his right hand wrist, wishing him good health, joy of heart, and beautiful blessings of love. The brother graciously accepts the Rakhi, shares some gifts with her, and also makes the promise to give her due respect and protection under all circumstances. The sister shares sweets and also delicacies especially cooked for the festival. Raksha Bandhan is indeed a sacred festival of cherished love and affection between brothers and sisters. In temples of South India and also in some parts of North India, the full moon day of Shravana is also celebrated as Avani Avitam, the auspicious day when the sacred thread Upanayan or Yagyopavit is chained with special offerings to the gurus and spiritual teachers. The new sacred thread is washed with turmeric water and then given to the individual by the learned priest with blessings. Shri Krishna Janmashtami. After the observance of Raksha Bandhan, the next festival is Shri Krishna Janmashtami, the birth celebration of Lord Krishna, the God incarnate. Shri Krishna Janmashtami is one of the most popular Hindu festivals, celebrated in the month of August or September on the 8th day of the dark fortnight of the lunar month Bhadrapada. The incarnation of Lord Krishna represents the descent of the Supreme Soul. According to the basic belief of Hinduism, although the Supreme Lord is beyond cause, space and time, yet resorting to his essential transcendental nature, he manifests through his divine potency. Whenever there is decline of dharma and the rise of adharma, means the loss of moral values, the supreme power incarnates to uphold the moral values, ethical values, and to restore orderliness in society. The Supreme Lord incarnates to enlighten people so that they can recognize their own divinity by their own efforts. He guides people by the example of his own personal life. God incarnate comes down to the level of human beings in order to educate them into the graciousness of human life. Divine manifestation of Lord Krishna has touched almost every aspect of life: religion, poetry, philosophy, mysticism, music, dancing, art, literature, sculpture, painting, yoga and meditation. For thousands of years, his glorious life profound wisdom and divinity has influenced deeply the philosophical, spiritual, and cultural life of people. In dynamic incarnation of the Supreme Divinity, Shri Krishna, we see an ideal figure imbued with subtle gleam of divinity, sweet melody of flute, elusive, fleeting smile, inspiring words of profound wisdom that has fascinated the poets, the writers, the great saints, mystics, educators, and warriors for centuries through the length and breadth of the planet. Krishna Janmashtami is celebrated all over India and in other parts of the world with deep religious fervor and enthusiasm. In Mathura, the birthplace of Shri Krishna, and Vrindavan, the celebration is really spectacular. People from all over the world congregate to participate in the festival. Everything in temples and around the banks of river Jamuna speaks about the spiritual mystery of Lord Krishna's birth, childhood pranks, and penances. The presence of the Lord is perceived everywhere, in the movements of people, in the choirs of devotees, in the bells of temples, and in the whisper of the breeze coming from the groves of Gokul. The celebration starts early morning after a bath in holy river Jamuna and prayers. Special prasad is prepared for the midnight offering at the birth of the Lord. Temples and homes are decorated with pictures of Shri Krishna, illustrating his birth in Mathura, childhood pranks in Gokul, education at Sandeepani with Sudama, and the message of Bhagavad Gita he shared with Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Cradles with image of baby Krishna are decorated with flowers, beads, and bells with sincere love and devotion. At sunset, special cultural programs are organized in the temples. There are dance performances and skits staged by children based on the stories from the boyhood of Shri Krishna. Towards the early hours of night starts the special music program of devotional songs. Everybody joins the singing with the fervor of divine love and waits for the midnight celebration that announces the birth of Shri Krishna, the God incarnate. The birth celebration starts with chanting of hymns, blaring of conches, ringing of bells, while everybody rocks the cradle with lullaby. Jhulna jhulaye brijbala, jhule nadalala. Resham ki dori, chandan ka palana, jhulna jhulaye brijbala, jhule nadalala. The Janam Kal Puja is performed with offerings of sweets made especially with milk and butter, and everybody goes to the shrine to receive blessings and prasad. The sweet melody of the flute and the ringing of bells at midnight makes the spiritual experience very rich and rewarding. Shri Krishna Janmashtami is celebrated every year. In order to be blessed with the vision of the Lord once again at the holy shrine of our own heart and remain aware of our mutual communion in the middle of everything that goes on in life. Onam, another famous festival celebrated in the month of August or September, is Onam. It is the most vibrant and colorful festival of Kerala. Onam is a harvest festival characterized by 10 days of feasting, merrymaking, and reuniting the families and friends. The festivity starts with Atham, the first day, and culminates into Thiru Onam, the most auspicious feature of the unique festival. People make elaborate preparations to celebrate Onam. This is the time of the year in Kerala when the rice and fruits are available in abundance. The trees are in full blossom and the rivers are calm and navigable. People decorate their courtyard with fresh flowers prior to the worship of Mahavishnu as Vaman. Children in the neighborhood compete with each other in designs created with various kinds of flowers. The worship starts early morning with special prayers to Lord Vishnu, and everybody receives gifts from the head of the family. A grand feast is prepared and lavishly shared with neighbors and friends. Towards the evening, people go to the riverside to participate in the boat races conducted all over Kerala. The dance performances, such as Kathakali, are organized by the families, which add to the zest of the celebration. Ganesh Chaturthi. Another important festival, Ganesh Chaturthi, honoring Lord Ganesha, is also celebrated in September on the 4th day of the lunar month Bhadrapada Shukla. This is one of the most popular festivals of Hindu families, especially in Bombay and South India. The festival starts on the 4th day with the worship of clay-molded idols of Shri Vinayaka and culminates on the day of Anant Chaturdashi, the 14th day of the lunar calendar. On this day, the idols are taken in a procession to the river or sea coast nearby and immersed in the water with prayers and special offerings of rice balls, the most favorite Naivedyam of Shri Vinayaka. This immersion of the idol in the ocean is called the Visarjana ceremony, which forms the culmination of the worship. Visarjana means giving away the concept of forms and names and entering into the essentiality of the ideal behind the idol of Shri Vinayaka. It is really exciting to be a part of the procession as it moves slowly with hundreds of people holding the idols of Shri Ganesha and repeating the holy hymns such as Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah with the sound of celestial couches. On Vinayak Chaturthi, some people hold fast and seek blessings for good health, wealth, and spiritual growth in life. Navratra, Dussehra or Vijaydashmi and Deepavali. In October or November, again comes the 9 days Navratra worship of Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati, which culminates into the celebration of Vijaydashmi, the victory of goodness over evil. Navratra worship is held twice a year, exactly 180 days apart. The celebration in the month of April is Chaitra Navratra, when the 9 days worship culminates into celebrating the birth of Sri Rama, and the Ashwin Navratra in the month of October. The 9 days worship concludes in celebrating the victory of Sri Rama. The Navratra worship starts on Prathama in Ashwin Shukla, means the first day of the ascending phase of moon. The 9 days worship at home and also in temples gives us the opportunity to reflect upon our lives and how we can improve the quality of life. On the first 3 days, the goddess Durga is invoked. Durga literally means Durgati Harani, the power that helps us to be aware of the activities of our mind and body, and gradually, by fasting and prayers, transcend the darkness. In the next 3 days, Goddess Lakshmi is worshipped for wealth and prosperity, and the following 3 days in Navratra are dedicated to the worship of Goddess Saraswati for inner enlightenment, peace, and happiness. The 9 days worship helps the individual to be in touch with his inherent potential and make the very best use of his abilities while keeping in mind the global welfare. In some parts of South India, Navratra is celebrated as Mahalaya, means the Great Dissolution, in which the 9 days austerity gradually leads the individual step by step into self-purification and self-realization. During the 9 days worship, special sattvic vegetarian food is cooked, which promotes longevity, purity, good health, and happiness. Some people fast for the entire Navratra worship, eating only 1 meal a day or eat only fruits and milk products, while others fast only for 1 or 2 days. For these 9 auspicious days, music, dance, and dramas are organized at night, narrating the story of the great epic Ramayana. These dramas are called Ramleelas, in which the religious history is repeated and people are enlightened about the important events of distant past. In Bengal, Navratra Puja is celebrated with great enthusiasm and devotion. The whole festival is devoted to the worship of Adi Shakti, the Divine Mother. The images of Goddess are beautifully decorated and sincerely worshipped for 9 days, and then taken in processions from all over the town to the nearby river or ocean, where the idols are ceremonially immersed in the water with special hymns and prayers. The Visarjana ceremony marks the enlightened step in worship, helping the aspirant to move from the idol to the ideal, from less awareness to increased awareness. After the Navratra worship of Divine Mother, Adi Shakti, and 9 days drama presentation of Ramayana to the enthusiastic religious audience who shared every event of the life story of Sri Rama comes the festival of Vijaydashmi, honoring the victory of Sri Rama against the demonic forces of Ravana, the victory of Dharma over Adharma. Vijaydashmi, also known as Dussehra, is a very popular festival celebrated with great enthusiasm all over India, Burma, Nepal, and some islands of Far East Indonesia. Vijaydashmi celebration is held at many fairgrounds in the city. Huge effigies of Ravana, stuffed with large quantities of fireworks, are raised at various open grounds. The celebration starts in the afternoon, and at sunset, the man acting as Rama from the play of Ramayana shoots an arrow straight into the body of Ravana, declaring the victory of the divine being over the devil. People browse around in the fairground, enjoying the fireworks, food and shopping, and exchanging greetings with their friends and relatives. The Dussehra festival in Mysore is one of the most colorful celebrations in India. The dance and drama performances presented by the professional troops are really incredible. On this auspicious day, Lord Rama, along with Sita and his younger brother Lakshmana, are worshipped for peace and prosperity. Deepavali. Next is the festival of Deepavali, which is celebrated exactly 20 days after Vijaydashmi on the last day of the descending phase of moon in Ashwin, generally in October or November. Deepavali, the festival of lights, is associated with several legends and also marks the advent of the new crop and the new season, winter. It is one of the most important festivals celebrated throughout the country. Few days before the celebration, houses are thoroughly cleaned and decorated. The courtyards, the front doors, and the shrines inside the house are decorated with silk flowers, leaves, and colorful lights. Special sweets are prepared for the worship and to share with friends and relatives. The preparations for Deepavali start right after the celebration of Vijaydashmi, and everybody in the family joins very enthusiastically. Shops all over the town are beautifully decorated, and there is brisk buying of sweets, kitchen utensils, clothes, jewelry, and especially the gold and silver coins. Deepavali is a 3-day-long festival which starts with Dhanteras on the 13th day of the lunar calendar, and the celebration culminates into the worship of goddess Lakshmi on the night of Deepavali. On Dhanteras, Lord Dhanvantri, the celestial physician who blessed the humanity with science of Ayurveda, is worshipped. People seek his blessings for good health and wholesome, homogeneous lifestyle. After the worship at the shrine, a few lighted candles are placed at the front door and also near the sidewalk. The day prior to Deepavali is dedicated to the worship of Shri Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Rama, who came flying to Ayodhya to inform the royal family and kingdom about the arrival of Shri Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana on the following day of Deepavali. after a short worship in the evening and lighting candles in the courtyard. People visit their friends and exchange greetings. Special gifts and sweets are also shared with co-workers, maids, and assistants at office and at home. Deepavali is the time for family and friends reunion and also celebrating the commencement of the fresh crop of the year. It is the continuation of enlightened time started with Navratra. It is the sharing of inner light, peace and happiness. On Deepavali, the goddess Lakshmi is worshipped along with Shri Ganesh. The worship starts at sunset. A special puja thali is prepared with decorated candles, red powder, rice, red thread, and the silver and gold coins. After everybody in the family has taken seat at the shrine, the head of the family ties the red thread around the wrist of everyone, also puts tika on their forehead, and starts the Shri Lakshmi Puja with hymns Om Shri Maha Lakshmaye Namah. In worship of Shri Lakshmi, along with Shri Ganesh, people seek the blessings of the goddess for making money by appropriate means and making the appropriate use of the money. Also being respectful and appreciative to the blessings of God. After worship and arti, everyone eats the prasad and starts lighting the candles in the front yard, around the house and along the sidewalk. The fireworks starts after dinner and everybody joins in fun and frolic. The celebration continues till midnight, feasting, rejoicing, and sharing the blessed moments. In Bengal, people worship the Divine Mother Kali on Deepavali. The goddess Kali is the expressive aspect of Lord Kala, the controller of time. Worship of Kali initiates the individual to learn to live in the tissue of the present moment and be appreciative of the blessings showered by the Divine Mother. As mentioned earlier, the festival of Deepavali is associated with several legends, such as it commemorates the return of Lord Rama to Ayodhya, the victory of Lord Krsna over the ferocious demon Narkasura, and the return of Guru Har Gobind Sahib to his kingdom. Deepavali is celebrated as a day of liberation and moksha for Lord Mahavira Swami Dayanand Saraswati and the great sage Swami Ramtirth. Guru Purab in the month of October or November on Kartiki Purnima, the full moon day of the lunar month Kartik, is celebrated the birth of the great Sikh Guru Shri Guru Nanak Sahib, the founder of Sikhism. The celebration is known as Guru Parva, means the festival celebrated in the memory of the great Guru. Shri Guru Nanak Ji was born in 1469 AD in the village Thalwandi, now known as Nankana Sahib. The festival is celebrated with profound respect and great religious fervor all over India, especially at Nankana Sahib, where thousands of people congregate from all over the world to take bath in the sacred water at the holy tank of Gurdwara and enjoy the blessed teachings from Guru Granth Sahib. The celebration starts early morning at the shrine inside Gurdwara with the devotional hymns from Shri Japji Sahib, and Kirtan goes on very enthusiastically for the whole day with distribution of prasad. Healthy, nutritious food is prepared with sincere devotion at the kitchen in Gurdwara and lavishly served throughout the day. Geeta Jayanti celebration. Next is the celebration of Geeta Jayanti, the auspicious day when Lord Krishna enlightened Arjuna with the holy teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Geeta Jayanti is celebrated on the 11th day of the lunar calendar Mrigshirsh Shukla in the month of November or December. Bhagavad Gita, the Gospel of timeless wisdom, is the holy dialogue between Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Gita presents the journey of the human soul from a confused and depressed state of mind to the realization of the self. The dialogue opens with Arjuna's depression and is concluded with surrender in God when his depressed mind becomes receptive to the voice of God and wakes up to the essential nature of the Supreme Soul. Life that seemed like a burden to him becomes a blessing. This is the experience of Holy Communion, the discovery of life in itself. This philosophical message is not only addressed to Arjuna for his immediate problems, but to the entire mankind about the nature of performing actions, the meaningful purpose of life, and the insight demanded of us to solve the basic problems of life. The message of the holy dialogue has been held in deep reverence by the sages, philosophers, and learned scholars all over the world. Geeta Jayanti is celebrated all over India with great respect and enthusiasm, especially at Jyotisar, Kurukshetra, where Lord Krishna enlightened Arjuna with the sacred teachings of Bhagavad Gita. In Jyotisar, everything speaks about the subtle gleam of divinity and the spiritual mystery of Lord Krishna. As a God incarnate, a great warrior, and a guide of nations, the protector of dharma, righteousness, a compassionate and a caring friend of Arjuna, the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, and the greatest teacher of the world. On Geeta Jayanti, the temples are decorated with paintings that describe the story of Mahabharata and the long dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Gita recitals are organized in large groups of people for collective illumined consciousness. Talks and discourses on Bhagavad Gita are arranged to enlighten the general public about the glory of the holy song of the Supreme Divinity. Thousands of copies of pocket-sized Gita are distributed at various conferences and temples. The great sages recommend that everybody should always keep the small edition of Gita in his pocket for the study of selected verses whenever there is an opportunity. This helps the person to be in harmony with the voice of God and receive sufficient guidance for the activities of daily life. The great celebration of Gita Jayanti is marked by philosophical discussions, poetry recitations, dramas, and recognition of scholars through awards and cultural programs. Gita Jayanti is also celebrated as Moksha Ekadashi and Vaikuntha Ekadashi, the auspicious day especially recommended for meditative unity with the indwelling soul, which brings liberation in this life and the life hereafter.